Hey, I'm Cordelia Kate, and you've built something you believe in, and now you're thinking ads will scale it. But there's a nagging feeling that you're not quite ready, that you'll burn cash and have nothing to show for it. Well, today I'm going to walk you through one of the foundational things that I teach, and it is a method, a strategy to go from where you are right now to being ready to run ads. Because there's one thing that I can tell you, and that is that so many people think that going and getting fresh eyeballs on their content is the way forward when it comes to starting to get more clients, starting to grow this business. But that is a really big mistake to make if you haven't done these things first. So what I'm going to walk you through today is the full blueprint, the full strategy for starting at zero if you're there, or picking up from where you currently are, wherever that may be, and getting you to a place where you are ready to run ads, and the return on those ads is going to give you profit, not burn cash for the sake of making an experiment. We're going to have a hunch that is backed by evidence that we use to run ads with. And look, I want to let you know, I'm not against ads. I love ads. They are amazing. They're a fantastic tool. I'm against gambling. I'm against throwing money at a wall that we don't even know is worthy of your cash. So we want to build this in a sensible way and then run ads later when we know everything is working. And I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. So welcome. It's great to have you here. Okay, so first and foremost then, what I'm going to walk you through today is the warmth first method, and essentially why strangers don't buy and then how to fix that. So the ads first trap really is that maybe they're getting referrals and they have sales coming in, but they have no control over that. And they're like, oh, I need to start marketing. And what do? We go fresh eyeballs. I need to go get a new audience. But fresh eyeballs and a new audience means strangers. That's essentially what it means. It means that your idea is that you're going to go and find some strangers that don't know you, that don't like you, that don't trust you, because you don't trust someone that you don't know, and you don't like someone that you don't know. So they are fresh people, and you're going to try and convert them into clients. And I'm telling you that it is going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done. It is going to be like trying to force a horse to water. And the process of setting up ads is hard. It's tough. You know, you might spend 2 months building the perfect funnel that has landing page, maybe a tripwire product, a thank you page, an email sequence. It might take you 2 months to build your first funnel. These things can be intricate, and AI makes it easier, but it's a learning curve, even with AI. And once you've got that, you're then going to run ads to it and see if it converts. And the problem with that is that what's likely to happen is that you're going to set up an audience on ads. You're going to put a budget down. Maybe you'll say, oh, I'll spend just £10 a day to get me started, or say £20 a day. Or maybe you might go wild and be like £50 to £100 a day. Don't do that. It's mad. It's absolute madness. And you might do that and put a budget aside and set up the Facebook ads. That put aside another 2 to 4 weeks for that even bigger learning curve and setting up your funnel. I'm telling you, it's very complicated. And once you've got all of that set up, you're then going to turn the ads on and pray to the ad gods that now the clients will come, the doors will open, the bank will be filled. So we want to run ads to start warming people up to a lead magnet, something free. So let's say that you've built this funnel, you've got this freebie, and now you're testing it with ads. What's likely to happen is you're going to get a cost per lead of around £47. That's not because you're bad at what you do. That's not because your product sucks or your lead magnet sucks. That's because there are so many flipping variables. Now, when we create our first campaign, we're not creating hundreds of assets. We don't have the budget to pay for that. We're never going to get it to spend. Like if you're only spending £10 a day, you've probably got enough money there for it to realistically show maybe like 2 or 3 ads to a group of people. And it's going to say learning limited very quickly, because it wants to show it to more people in order to get some decent data. The more ads you want it to show, the less people there are to see each ad, and it just kind of skews it. So you probably set it up so you've only got a couple of different variables at the beginning. So you set all of that up, you get a cost per lead of £47. Now let's think about this. If you had average conversion rates, you would need 100 leads in order to convert 3 of them, because an average conversion rate is about 3%. 3% of your leads are going to buy right now, 3%. And if your funnel works, you're going to convert around 3 of them. But you can't necessarily afford to get 100 times £47 a lead right now. That's a lot. So you're probably not going to get that many leads. And then you need to sit back and go, shit, well, what does this tell me? Does this tell me that my headline isn't converting? Is it the lead magnet itself? Do people not want this? Is it trust? Do people not know who I am and not want it because they don't trust me? There could be so many flipping variables as to why that doesn't convert. And so that is a little bit because there's more, why it is a bad idea to run ads to an untested concept. You will be burning cash for the sake of running an experiment. And a good experiment gives you a good amount of data so you know what to base your next decision on. The data is going to likely be poor because you won't know why you got the result that you got. And that's because it'll be part of the initial test. The funnel is a mechanism. The point is taking people through a process so they grow to know you, like you, trust you. That's the whole point. If you imagine, what's the purpose of a lead magnet? Why don't we just go onto social media and say, buy my stuff? Why don't we do that? Why doesn't that work? It's because we need to build a relationship with an item or a person or a concept before we feel familiar enough with it to trust it, and then we make that purchase. And so everything that we're doing in marketing is with the purpose of building relationships. This isn't about selling tactics. This isn't even about psychology. It's more about biology. And what I mean by that, there is loads of research that shows that the thing that builds trust is a sense of familiarity. That is one of the main aspects of it. And so what we want to do is create lots of different touch points. And those touch points start to create familiarity. There was some research. The mere exposure effect is where all you have to do is be exposed to something over and over again, and you start to build familiarity with it. And the familiarity of it creates trust. If you're running ads to a cold audience of people that don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, essentially what you're asking them to do is to make a commitment, albeit a micro one, to come and trust you and listen to you and believe in your model or take you up on your advice. And they have no familiarity with you, which basically means they are not likely to do anything that you tell them to do. It's like trying to force horses to water. We are wired. We know that stranger means danger. If somebody came up to you in an alleyway with a trench coat on and they opened their coat and it was midnight and they were like, I've got a watch that you're going to love. And look, you may have been shopping for a watch. How are you going to react? You're likely going to clutch onto your purse, run away, and not be buying a watch off that guy. We'll refer to him from here on out as the trench coat guy. You don't want to be the trench coat guy that is popping up in alleyways trying to sell you stuff. We will go to a watch shop that we feel like we know and we trust. And why do we feel like we know and we trust them? I mean, I've never sat down and had a cup of tea with the owner of Goldsmiths. I got no flipping clue who it is. But I trust the brand. Why? Because it's familiar. It shows up in my life a lot. I walk past it when I go into town. I hear other people have bought from it. It is there. It is an established thing in the shopping centre. If something is familiar, what happens is it becomes safe. We want to start building familiarity with people. So the best place to go are to the people that are already familiar with you, and you test your concept there. The idea of getting a brand new lead magnet or a brand new product or starting to market and going, I need fresh eyeballs on this. And often we do that because it feels safer than going to the people that we actually know and say to them, I've got an offer. Do you want it? So we're like protecting ourselves from rejection and then wondering, why the flip isn't this working? What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through essentially my full strategy from start to finish of what I would do if I was you and I, like you, want to run ads one day. Step one is that you need to test your concepts to your existing audience. Now, who are your existing audience? They're the people that you're going networking with. They are the people that are on your social media accounts already. Some of them are school friends. Some of them are parents of kids at your kids' school. Some of them are friends and family. And we often feel like that pool of people are to be avoided because we go, oh God, yeah, but they don't need what I do. Like, I'm a web designer. These guys don't need a website. But how do you know that? Do you really know that? You probably know 3 to 5 of the people you're connected to on Facebook well enough to know exactly what their current problems are, except for this one over here who likes to put her problems all over Facebook. We all know what her problems are, but I can't help her. So you will know some people well enough to know if they need you or not. But those people are not really your ideal clients anyway, because they're the people that you probably just help out. In terms of the people that are on your Facebook account that you've been connected to for years, all these people are familiar with you in some way or another. You might have got drunk one night, met them in a bar, but there is some touch point. You've had some touch point, and then you do not know what their problems are, and you don't know, maybe they need you. If you put your offers out, you might be surprised at how many people come forward and say, actually, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that. And I know that sounds obvious. One of my clients, Lisa, she was a marketer, she still is, a marketing coach, and she was brilliant at helping other people market themselves. But when it came to marketing herself, like a lot of us, brick wall, she just was a bit stuck as to what the strategy should be. But she was getting loads of referrals because she was getting great results with her clients, and that kept her going for a while. When she came to work with me, so that we put strategy in place so that she could be more in control of her client getting, so she could go, right, I do this mechanism and that mechanism, and I get this many inbound clients, and she could control it, because you can't control referrals. They're like buses. So we put one thing in place, and it was so successful that she ended up launching a group program that wasn't even on the cards for a few months. But it was going to be something that we launched in the future. We ended up launching that now so that she could accommodate for all the people that came forward and said yes. You do not know what low-hanging fruit you have around you. You just have no idea. If you're not actively asking and putting out offers and putting out promotions, how could you possibly know? Because you're waiting for people to come to you, but often they don't. And if you say, I can help you with this, would you like to book a call to discuss that? Often we get a few people come through. Try that this week. Put an offer out for a one-to-one call, helping people solve a specific problem, and see how many of your social media accounts come through. So step one, we want to attempt to exhaust our existing network first by putting out offers for lead magnets, sales calls, paid products, and all these things that you think, well, one day I might run ads to this. Great, let's test it organically first. Do your existing audience want it? Are they just not interested at all? Because if they're not interested in it at all, it's going to be even harder to get people that don't know you to be interested in it at all. You might think, well, I don't have enough people on my social media accounts to really give this a good test. Like I need some fresh people. Well, get fresh people by going out and getting in the trenches and meeting and connecting with people. So be going to networking events, as an example, and then the people that you meet at networking, you add to LinkedIn or you add to Instagram and you connect with them on there. They're now on your socials. You're using that to build your social media accounts. It's the same with being on social media and reaching out to new people who are a good potential fit. Like I used to do this thing on Instagram where I would just go and follow people who could potentially be a good fit for the Rebellious Business Network. And a portion of them would follow me back. And then I would send a message and be like, hey, thanks for following me. It's really great to be connected with you. You're starting to grow your social media accounts. And okay, they are also fresh people, but they're fresh people in a very low barrier to entry way, going to just start seeing your content. And that research I was talking about, the mere exposure effect, we need between 7 and 15 touch points for something to start feeling truly familiar. So if someone sees your social media post, touch point. If someone sees an email from you, touch point. If someone sees a video of you pop up, touch point. If someone meets you at a networking event, touch point. All of these touch points are like little coins in the bank that create trust. And that trust is really the only commodity you really need to focus on in order to get good conversions, because the warmer your audience is, the higher your conversion rate is. And it is as simple as that. And of course, there are variables like, is your messaging clear? Do your audience actually want your product? Have you positioned it well? But all of these things you have to figure out, and you figure out through doing experiments and tests. And you do those tests with a warm audience so that you know that it's not the trust that's missing as the reason why this isn't converting. So my advice to you would be the best kind of content you can create on social media to actually hit those touch points is video content. And I will then turn that into a blog post. I will turn it into other blog posts as well. And it becomes lots of different pieces of content. And so what's going to happen is that from one video, you're going to be able to connect with a lot of people, but also video is really easy to kind of sort through the noise because it's less able to make video like this using AI. If you feel like something is very AI generated, does it turn you off? Because there are studies coming out showing that a lot of people are turning their nose up and turning away. And there is a bit of a backlash coming in terms of AI created content. So the best thing that you can do is keep it human, because your people will gravitate towards you because you're creating human-made content. And human-made content is something that we want to listen to more than we want to listen to AI content. Step 2, become closer test. You can start testing with this audience that you're building, this existing network that you're building. Do they want this? Do they want that? So for instance, lead magnets are something that get people onto your email list, and building your email list is something you want to do. For sure. Whether that be the fact that you are getting people on your email list via a lead magnet as a freebie, it could be a PDF, it could be a webinar, it could be an event, it could be a private podcast, it could be a number of things. You're giving something in exchange for an email address, right? Now, what you want to do is test which of these really connects with people. Which do people actually go, yeah, I want that, and they sign up for it? As you can have a few different things that you test on rotation. The best kind of things to test are live events like webinars. And the reason being is they happen on a time and a place, and that creates urgency. Because if you don't sign up for it, it's going to disappear. Where a PDF, it can sit there forever and nobody downloads it and nobody reads it. And the people that download it don't read it either, because there's just no urgency baked into it. But without that urgency, I'm a deadline dancer. I need a deadline, man. And so for those of your audience that are deadline dancers, you want to give them that deadline. So live content is a great thing, but no pressure, because you can just create urgency by saying, I've got a PDF that I'm creating, I'm putting it up until Thursday, go and grab it, and then remind people that you're taking it down. You can do that kind of thing, and that's absolutely fine. But the come closer test is just testing whether people are interested in these little lead magnets and also offers. And so when you get something that works, is they came closer and said yes to it. They signed up for it, they downloaded it, you got that lead. You want to then double down on that. Okay, this is something they want, this is something that works, but we're not ready to run ads to it yet, but we're ready to put it in the potential place where we will run ads to it later. The next thing is your warm offer validation. So we've got a lead magnet tested and people signing up for it, or maybe even a freebie call tested and people signing up for it. And then your offer, does it convert with warm people? Are your warm people going to buy it? And you want to test that out. So look, you could put a sales post out on social media. You could send a sales email out. You could do a 5-day campaign. You do a flipping challenge launch if you want. The point is you want to test your promotions in front of that warm audience that you've got. Those are the 3 things you need to do before you even start thinking about ads. And then when it comes to ads, you want to then have a lead magnet that you know converts with warm people, an offer that you know converts with warm people. And once you've got that tested, you can put it in place and start running ads. But you wouldn't even run ads to cold people straight away. Here's the thing. If you spend this time now building an organic audience of people that know you, you can use those assets as a retargeting list, which means that you can tell Facebook, I want to target this exact group of people. And you give them all the emails that of your leads, or you say it's the people that have touched my social media account in the last 365 days. And you have this pool of warm people that you can run ads to. 2 reasons why that's cheaper. Number 1, they're warm. They're warm, they're more likely to convert. Number 2, there is low competition on that group of people. You're not using one of Facebook's predefined audiences, which is business owners between the ages of 25 and 65. There is a standard cookie cutout targeting option that you can choose on Facebook. Guess what? It's the same option that loads of other people that are running ads have access to, which means the competition on that specific group of people is high, because with ads, what you're doing is bidding for attention. And the harder it is to get attention, the more expensive the ad is, the higher your cost per lead is, right? So if you have a fragmented group of people that no one else has access to because they're your warm group of people, if you have an offer they're interested in, you have the right people in that audience, and you've got a tested concept that you know converts, the cost per lead is going to be smaller than what it would if you did that exact same offer to a predefined audience. You can also then create a lookalike audience on Facebook. It's like you're going to sit down and have a serious conversation. Facebook, I want you to find me people that look like this group of people. Find me. You've got your group of people that love you. Maybe they're people that are on your email list. You've got a few hundred people on your email list now, and you're like, I want you to go find me a million other people that look like that. It's going to go out there and find people that match similar profile, similar behavior, it's going to match similarities, and put it in front of those guys. Now, that's not like again, it's cold, right? Those people are cold. There isn't the no like trust factor. You've got to build that, and you'd build that into the funnel. That's what a funnel is for, by the way. It's for building that trust. That's why you go lead magnet, emails, sales. But the whole thing is to create touch points, and the touch points are what build familiarity, and the familiarity is what creates trust, and the trust is what creates someone feeling safe enough to say, yeah, I want to work with you. Yeah. And sometimes they only need a few because you do a really good job at building trust fast. And other times they need a lot more touch points. God, some people need a couple of years before they're ready. I'm telling you, there have been people that have been on my list 2 years in. They start working with us. I'm like, hey, welcome in. Great to have you. Took a while, didn't it? But there we go. I don't say that to them. That would be very rude. But it's fascinating when you start to look at the footprint of where your new sales have come from, honestly. But that just understanding the biology and the psychology of how it works and the reason why building trust is so important enables us to create an even better process, because we can carve that into our customer journey. You want to get the fire burning first, get the snowball rolling. Every other flipping analogy I could think of that illustrates this point in your mind, to just get this thing started first and use ads to scale. I'm not against ads. I love ads. They're brilliant. I want to turn the tap on. I really want us to be able to systemize something that is predictably going to work and that's going to be a good return of your time. And I'm telling you, when you're in those early marketing stages, the biggest thing you can do is to start building yourself an audience. Your conversion rate can be at 10% rather than 3%, which is a landslide difference, because that's 10 people out of 100, which means if you've only got 30, you're still likely to convert. Whereas if you're doing 3 out of 100 at 3%, you really are going to feel like you're pushing water uphill and forcing a horse to water and all the things. But also you'll just build a small and mighty audience, warm and mighty audience. Yes, it's small, but it's mighty and it's warm, and it's the best place to get started with that. So what I've done is I've put together a 0 to ads roadmap that has detailed steps on everything that I would do, and I do when I'm starting a new project from scratch. And I'm following these steps, and I teach clients to follow these steps. And so I laid it all down in a roadmap for you so that you can see where you're at in this roadmap by seeing what you've already achieved and see kind of like what's coming next. And I have already created it. And so it's going to very quickly be up inside the strategy lab. And so the strategy lab is my community for people that just want access to my playbooks that I'm creating every single week, that are teaching you strategies for growing a warm and mighty audience. All of it is about getting more visibility, using AI tools, but doing that in a way that is human. There's loads of little bits and pieces that you'll pick up. But if you jump into this community, you will see that under the classroom, there we've got 13 playbooks for you to grab. Things like how to make brand photos, on-brand images with Gemini. There's loads of different things. How to create a brand voice with AI so that every AI post you create actually sounds like you, etc. And you can jump in and grab all of those today for free, because you've got a 7-day free trial there, or you can download them one by one from my store, which makes them about $9 each. If you don't want to be part of the community, it is app.cordeliakate.com, and there you can grab all the downloadables one by one. But if you want all of them for free, then just jump into the community, which is called the Strategy Lab, and they're all in there as part of that membership, which, by the way, after the free trial is only $4 a month, which is like definitely less than a Starbucks, definitely less than one coffee. So yeah, I think that might be a wrap on my end. Any questions come up, let me know. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure, and lots of love, guys. Have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.